Hello and welcome to another episode of The Shift powered by ET Edge Insights. The Shift is a one-of-a-kind interview series that showcases business leaders, industry experts who delve into the intricacies of their fields, overcoming challenges, exploring new ideas and strategies to see the way forward. Watch The Shift and stay ahead of the curve. Cloudera is aggressively expanding its global capabilities and they're big on innovation. Interestingly, the organization has an eye for the Indian market. So how significant is India for Cloudera's growth strategy? What are some of these exciting emerging technologies that Cloudera wants to invest into? What is the AI story of Cloudera? To know all these, today we have with us Charles Sansbury. He is the global CEO of Cloudera. Charles is an industry veteran of 20 years and he has held leadership positions across renowned companies such as ASG Technologies, the Vignet, and many more. Today, Charles is going to talk all about the Cloudera story. Charles, it's a pleasure to host you on ET Edge Insights.
Thank you. It's great to be here in India again.
Thank you. Let's begin by asking you Cloudera's business expansion. So, what are some of the key focus areas with regards to business and growth for Cloudera?
Sure. So, Cloudera, we're basically the leading provider of an enterprise data platform for large companies to manage the biggest pools of data. So right now, our growth is being driven by a couple of things. One, our focus on being able to manage hybrid environments, so workloads across on-premises as well as cloud-based infrastructure.
Right.
Two, we're one of the early leaders, and we're still a leader in the open data lakehouse market. So that move to modern data architecture is driving our growth. And then three, enterprise AI. All of our customers are trying to figure out how to use AI and the data they have to help them run their businesses better. So those three trends are helping drive our growth from a macro perspective.
Right.
And then as it relates to geographies, we're doing a lot in terms of Asia as a region, and actually the India market is one of our fastest growing regions in the world. And so it's very exciting for me to be able to spend time here with some of our new customers and our team. And India has been a key focus for us for many years and will continue to be for many years forward.
It's interesting, you just mentioned about the significance of the Indian market with Cloudera. So what are the business expansion plans or setups you have for the Indian market?
Well, for India, for us, is two different things. First of all, it's an end commercial market, and we have leading customers. The leading telecom providers are our customers. The leading trading exchanges are our customers. A number of key financial services businesses. So it's a very important commercial market for us. But on the other hand, it's also our largest place of employment. So we have more employees in India than in any other country in the world. We've got teams based in Mumbai, in Delhi, in Chennai, and our biggest team in Bangalore. And so for us, India is foundational to our growth, both in terms of our product direction as well as our commercial opportunities.
You've just talked about the enterprise AI. So what are some of these exciting technologies that Cloudera is focusing on? And how does they fit into the operational capacity?
Sure. So we don't provide large language models. So we're not in that business. What we do is we provide all of the infrastructure and operational expertise to help you pull your data in, manage it in an open data lakehouse, which is then searchable by these large language models. Then we help manage the performance and kind of direction of those models. So what we think about is more in terms of the AI operations. We don't want to sell our customers a large language model, although we partner with all of the leading model providers, but we want to give them the infrastructure to allow them to manage and organize internally, to get the data that they want in the right place, make it available to feed and train the models. And so again, we think about that more as AI operations, and every customer that we're talking to, before you can get to delivering quality AI results for your business, you have to have clean, well-organized, and trusted data. And a lot of what we do is help companies kind of wrangle that data to get it ready and then enable them to run and to evaluate the various models that our customers are looking at.
Operational AI, this is something, every organization is getting into, but there are certain concerns, especially, with regards to secured AI or AI that is ethical. So how does organizations or Cloudera in general ensure that AI is secured, ethical, and it's there to use for the clients and people
Yeah, it's a really good question. It's something we spend a lot of time thinking about. So I think a lot of the concerns relate to kind of ethical AI, and a large language model is basically the product of the data on which it is trained. So what we've spent a lot of time thinking about is making sure that, at least for our customers, that we're creating a data set where they can look at where the data has come from, they can review lineage, they can then observe how the models are performing on sets of data, evaluate model performance, model drift, with the idea that if you start with good data, you'll get good outcomes from your models. That's our kind of perspective on the market. And so what we think about is that building your AI on top of trusted data is critical. And so we provide also the capabilities to allow our customers to understand and manage their data. We've also done a recent acquisition of a company that provides the capability to manage and to evaluate the performance of models, evaluate drift, to make sure the models continue to perform as you expect them to. But again, that's along the lines of enabling our customers to both manage their data and manage the models, but then we leave it up to them as to which models to use. We are certainly helpful to them in thinking about the business use cases where we've seen customers apply AI and how we've been helpful in those instances.
Since you talked about business use cases, is there any specific use case you can talk about where it has actually helped the customer with regards to AI?
Well, I'm going to start more broadly. Every customer right now is thinking about how to use AI and how to improve business decision making. But the market's really in kind of its early stages. And so companies are also looking for kind of quick wins to demonstrate capability. And a lot of those wins come from places like automated code generation, improving recommendation capabilities for companies that sell multivariable product sets, and also improving customer support interactions using, in many cases, predictive analytics. One of the most interesting use cases I've seen is a pharmaceutical research firm, and they were able to overlay 30 plus years of clinical trials data, some of the data structured, some of the data unstructured, and once that data set was available and searchable by the models that they had chosen, they were able to identify specific genes and the specific organic compounds that interacted with those genes. What that allowed them to do from a business perspective is to speed new drug discovery and development. So they knew that if it was a specific gene that seemed to operate in a specific condition, they knew that this set of compounds would impact that gene. It was able to accelerate by many months, or in some cases years, their drug discovery process. And that to me is a super exciting application of the technology. But I think the other thing to realize is we're in the very early stages of companies adopting AI. And so we don't yet know what the key applications will be. But again, from Cloudera's perspective, we're selling the enablement tools. To use a mining analogy, we're selling them the shovels and the pickaxes. And I think that right now is where the market is. But we don't yet know what the key applications will be that emerge from AI. So we're in the very early stages of this market.
Right. Charles, one big thing or critical aspect of every organization they're doing is sustainability. So how do you see organizations promoting sustainability, especially in the tech sector? And as a leader, how do you instill that culture of sustainability within your employees?
We do sustainability audits every year. And as a technology company, we don't have a manufacturing facility. So our footprint to begin with is relatively low. But where we are involved in a lot of sustainability initiatives are some of our customers looking at how do they minimize their consumption of electricity, of water as relates to the uses from their data centers, from their processing capability. So we're doing a lot right now with some of the device manufacturers around performance optimization on hardware. And by the way, there was just in the past week an article in one of the financial newspapers around just the trend toward energy consumption from the device makers, and the fact that the software makers are learning how to better optimize workloads on top of certain layers of hardware. And we're early in that as well, so that's going to get better. But I think the things that we can do are to, one, be focused on how we can optimize the software on the hardware platforms that we operate with. Two, the hardware makers are getting better every day in terms of energy consumption. And I think the biggest issue that we can impact and target is that energy consumption issue. And it's something that we actually audit and look at once a year, and we work every day with our hardware providers to start to do performance and kind of sustainability optimization.
Charles, you've been in leadership positions across some renowned companies over the years. As a CEO in your capacity, how do you think this role evolving over the years in the current accelerating market dynamics?
That's an interesting question. And I think, I think historically the CEO was viewed as being the person who sat in a corner office and made all the decisions. And I think when you get in this job, you realize that nobody is smarter than everybody.
Right.
And so I think the role is evolving a lot to be more of an enabler and a coach to allow the team to have their kind of best day, put their best foot forward, utilize their skills. And so I think the role is evolving from one where people looked at the CEO to basically be the person that made all the decisions to being someone who can create an environment and a team-based culture such that your team members can perform at their best. As I say, no one can outperform everyone. And so I think the job has become more one of putting together, enabling and accelerating the performance of a high-performance team.
Right. One last question, Charles. Your vision for Cloudera in the coming years, and as a CEO, how do you see yourself evolving?
From my own perspective, I hope I'm getting better. So I think my job is to make the best decisions that I can, balancing our many constituencies, our customers, our partners, our team, our investors, the communities in which we operate, but prioritizing customers first. So we talk about 3 key values: customers matter, people matter, and then results matter. And I found historically, if you do a good job of taking care of the customers and taking care of the people, the results will start to take care of themselves. So trying to be customer focused and making sure I'm doing what I can to also facilitate the team. I hope that those are things I'm getting better at. From a Cloudera perspective, as we sit here today, we are the data platform of record for the world's largest companies. We manage more data in Cloudera than probably in any other system in the world. And the largest, most complex, most scalable data stores in the world run on Cloudera. So that's our foundational point. Our opportunity is to continue to grow with our customers, and we count as our customers most of the world's 2,000 largest companies, to expand our target to the largest 4,000 customers, to deliver to them the same business value, the same business use cases around helping them manage their information and use it to empower better business decisions. We're doing that around the key technology we have around, first of all, the ability to bring data in, ingest data into the system, our capabilities around data engineering, around data and analytics, data warehousing, and increasingly our capabilities around AI and machine learning. And so we have this great opportunity, given our foundational place as the data and analytics platform for the world's largest companies, to extend that into a further leadership position as companies start to think about how to use those huge pools of data. And again, we have more data under management than any company in the world, how to use those huge pools of data to ultimately make better business decisions. If we can do that, there's a super exciting future for the company. And that's what I'm trying to go achieve.
Right then, Charles, thank you very much for those wonderful insights. It was a pleasure chatting with you. Thank you and wish you all the best.
Thank you. And thank you for taking the time as well. We appreciate it.
It was a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching another exciting episode on The Shift powered by ET Edge Insights.